normally straight, it's curly. So if one day you see me make a video and my hair's curly, don't be shocked. But yeah, let's get started with the video. Okay, I have a good bit of books here. I'm gonna start with this one. It's Beyond the Break by Heather Bukta. This is my favorite book. Like, I've read this probably 10 to 15 times. The first time I read it in a day. I was like, Belle, I could not put it down. But it is so good. Like, I love it. I love that it shows that girls and guys have a hard time following God's plan. Even when they think like it's so easy, like sometimes we go through hardships. And a boy came along and he didn't necessarily mess it up. He was very sweet to her and everything, but she had a little rule where she wouldn't date any guy until I think after college. And when she meets him, she's in high school, so this is not going to plan. But he shows her that sometimes things do change when you plan things from like the age of 5. Obviously, when they ask you what do you want to be when you grow up and you say, I want to be a princess, obviously by the time you're 18, that totally changed. And obviously, as a Christian girl, I am a princess. But I loved the story. This is probably one of my favorite books. But I love it. I recommend it. I recommend it to like any Christian girl or just literally anybody because this book is for all. Like, I don't know, this book is just awesome. I love it. So for Heather, like, thank you for writing this book. And she knows who I am. I actually have another book of hers that is one of my favorites, and she signed that one. But this book I think Heather has a very good talent when it comes to writing. She's made me want to write even more when it comes to writing books. I'm working on them. It's really hard. But anyways, this book is awesome for anybody who loves to read books. You should read this, honestly. I'm not just saying that because it's my favorite. I think it just shows a good bit of what it's like in life, that not everything is perfect, and so I just love it. Not everything goes to plan. And I know it's a little like messed up right here. It's paperback. I tried to know it's not my type of book. She's trying to get me to read it, but I don't want to. But yeah, so she had me read The Selection, and may I say, this is more romance than fantasy. Now, I guess it can't be fantasy because it's kings and queens, but there's still kings and queens in our time, so it's not like too fictional. And I mean, romantasy, it's not too much of fantasy. Definitely fiction though. But I love The Selection. Love Maxon. Love America. Like, she's a little feisty girl. But yeah, The Selection is awesome. If you've never heard of this book, which would be really weird, it's by Kiera Cass. Oh my gosh. It's by Kiera Cass. I think that's how you say her name. Sorry guys. I can sometimes pronounce names, sometimes I can't. But it's really good. You should read it. I recommend maybe like 11-year-olds and up to read it. I think that's a good age. I wouldn't say it's bad. There's literally nothing in this series. I love it. What's another book? I'm saving my favorite for last, and you'll see why. Okay, I guess I can go with this one, The Love Hypothesis. Now I would say this is 17 and maybe 16 and older. There's a little bit of spice. I wouldn't say a lot like a lot of people love, but there's a little bit of spice in it. It's not my favorite. I liked it. I do love Adam. Adam was really good. I like how he's like grumpy and all of that. She's like his sunshine, so I really like that. But it's not my favorite. So if you like The Love Hypothesis, I liked it. But if you love it, I mean, that's your opinion. It's just not my favorite. There's some things that I just didn't like in it. But other than that, it was pretty good. But this was one of the books I probably read when I was 15 or 16. I did not know. I did not know that this was an adult book when I read this, and neither did my mom. So I would recommend 17, maybe 18 plus. I mean, if you like Grumpy Egg Sunshine, then you'd like this. But if you don't, watched the show, but I've seen a few episodes. My mom has seen it, but this book is really, really good. They pretty much put to test the strengths of teenagers and what they can do. Like, some can read minds, some can, I think she can read minds. Yeah, she, not really like read minds, but she can pinpoint different things. Like if someone's lying, they'll either fidget or they'll do something, right? But it's a really good book. And now, the best for last. This is my all-time favorite series. Now I know I said I don't like romantasy, but I can handle this romantasy just for this guy, okay? We all know the initials AW, aka Aaron Warner, or, I mean, you could say Aaron Anderson Warner, but Aaron Warner is better. I am a huge fan of Shadow Me. I have recommended it to so many of my friends. This is my favorite, one of my favorite series ever. But I love Aaron, and people are just like the people I've recommended it to, they're like, why do you like him? I'm like, you have to get to like have the second book to understand why I like him. But other than that, like, he is so cute. And just like the way he acts and everything is my favorite book. For sure. I love Warner. I love Juliet. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but I definitely recommend this. Definitely, because I just love this series. Aaron Warner is my favorite. Sorry guys, my mom was coming up the stairs and then she came into my room. She's so funny. But anyways, please, I swear, when I say it's good, it's not because I think so. I mean, it is because I think so. It's not because I'm being biased. Like, I've never read any of the other authors' stories. I've only read Shatter Me, and it's my favorite series. Literally my favorite series. Like, I love the selection. I love the inheritance games, and I love the naturals. But Shatter Me has my heart. Shatter Me has my heart for sure. I think it's just really good. I think it's really good. I could be biased. I could be, I could just be like, this is a really good book. No. And I could just be saying that because I fell in love with the character. But no, I'm being so serious. Like, this is not just because of Aaron Warner. Like, I just love the storyline. It's kind of giving dystopian, like the Hunger Games, Divergent, with everything that they have to do. And I was raised on those movies, so I think that's also why I like this book. But yeah,